final. Again, it's a victory over England too.
Well, and that's what made it all the more special.
The best, right? The best victory ever. Okay, well, let's talk about, Andrew, one of the things that I really want to talk about is a player's caliber, someone like Eoin Morgan, right? Who, if you think about it, I think he's one of the best captains that England's ever had, most successful, a World Cup winner. But that was also a loss for Ireland, right? How do you classify that move? I mean, you've had like people like Kepler Wessels to like Luke Ronke's to, Dirk Nannes, like a lot of people that have played for like multiple countries, right? But again, they played at the highest level. But obviously, Eoin Morgan, he played for Ireland, and then obviously he moved on to England. So going from associate to a full, or at the time or whatever he moved, still moved to like, in some ways, with all due respect to Ireland, he moved to like a higher level cricket in some ways. You want to call it that? But that's a massive loss for Ireland, isn't it?
Of course it is. And there's probably a few split feelings among some Irish fans. I think probably more going back when he first went rather than, I think there was just a huge amount of pride when he won the World Cup for England, which seems surreal within a rivalry that's been as intense as Ireland-England and all the politics and history that is around that. Special guy, someone I know very, very well, would have played a huge amount of cricket against. My dad discovered about probably a decade on from when it was that my only hat-trick in my life, he was the second victim. I don't really remember it, being honest. But he kept all the scorecards. He was always the scorer. And he's like, remember you got that hat-trick against Rush? Yeah, he was the second wicket. He was a couple of years younger than me. But I can almost imagine it as a drifting leg break that cut him in half and bowled him. It was bowled, I reckon. But look, Moggy is a great guy. He's a very, very focused guy. Moggy's what we call him in Ireland. Everyone does. In England, he's become Morgs. I'm proud of what he's done. I think it's incredible. It's great for me now to have a bit of a relationship with him in kind of a latter life where he's also a commentator, and I catch up with him occasionally around the circuit. We have a beer, and he's a great guy. I think what he's done for English cricket in terms of revolutionising it has the respect of everyone in the country. The one thing that some Irish fans probably forget is that he went to Middlesex at a very, very young age. And there was a most brilliant hour-long documentary that RTE, the national broadcaster in Ireland, actually commissioned on him that told the story of his life so well. His dad, Jody, is an absolute inspiration, his whole family, a huge part of that Rush Cricket Club community there in Fingal, and one of the real hotbeds of the game in rural North County Dublin. I don't think for those who understood what it was when Ireland wasn't a test nation really hold him any ill will of any kind. He went over as a 15-year-old, and also he helped Ireland qualify for. He played in the World Cup in 2007 as a young guy. Did really poorly actually. We were all hoping he'd go over and show just how good he is because he was tearing it up in Irish cricket. But yeah, it struggled a bit, and then helped us qualify for the 2011 World Cup, and then I think he debuted in maybe 2010 for England. The initial plan was to try and be a really good, long-standing Test cricketer. That didn't quite work out for him, but he turned into maybe one of England's greatest ever white ball players, and a hell of a journey, a hell of a story.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he almost won I think he was the captain in the 2020 World Cup final, and then obviously Carlos Braithwaite kind of took that away from England, right? Okay,